All right, so I don't know if people could hear me. I've been having quite a hard time getting this working.
All right, so
Um, Mainly because my computer is not the best, but I think we're working now. So first, I'm gonna address the bull caca or bull sheet, which is the coming market crash. It's gonna be pretty widespread, but definitely gonna hit America hard. So I'm gonna, if you saw the thumbnail, obviously it has to do with Wall Street, and I'll tell you why I think that's coming. There's plenty of proofs, but I focus on patterns and symbols and stuff of that nature. And let me see. I think I got it here somewhere. I'm trying to pull up the link. Just give me a second here. All right. Gonna pull it up in just a second. Well, if I manage to, because my computer's acting up real bad. I thought I had this link pulled already, so I apologize for the delay. So I find it interesting. Kind of no matter where you go, it's kind of like the same narrative. Like many mainstream outlets are talking about this, and yet it seems like the same article by every website. Anyways, I'll just show you. I know you guys are probably confused right now. So share screen, Chrome tab. All right. So this is the article. Artist Arturo de Modica, if I'm saying it right, who sculpted the Charging Bull statue on Wall Street, dies at the age of 80. Now, if you've been following my channel, you would know that 8 is a very important number, and 0, not in all cases, but in most cases, um, it doesn't really have a value. You have to look at the other numbers. So I have an 8 there, which symbolizes many things: time, infinity, future. So he dies at the age 80. Let me check how this is looking on the screen. Oh crap! Nobody's seeing anything. 1 second here. It's been a long time since I made a video, so kind of forgot. Plus, I wasn't really used to it anyway at the beginning. Hopefully, I can make it bigger. All right. I'm not sure how good that's gonna look. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit here. All right. Well, too much. Okay. He died in his home of Vittoria, which is just a different way of saying Victoria, Sicily. Let me see here. You scroll down. He spent $350,000 on making the sculpture. Again, forget the zeros. Just add 3 plus 5 is 8. And it weighs 3.5 tons. That's another 8. So you have 88 here. And if you want to add the other 8, you have 888, which is a number connected to Christ and many other things, but usually with Christ. And like I said, again, it has to do with time. What does Christ have to do with time? Well, if you believe the story, he died and he resurrected and he will return in the future date. But that's not the point of this. Just showing you the value of 8. So he made this in the crisis of what year? 1987. And he did it like sort of like an inspirational thing so the economy could come back up. But we all know the bull has way more ancient symbols and meaning. So him and 40 friends got a crane and a truck, lightning swift, or Operation Warp Speed, or Operation Satan. Just 5 minutes. Then by the way, 40 is always connected to hardship, like 40 days and 40 nights of the flood, 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, Jesus tempted in the desert for 40 days, etc. So it's always about a time of testing, a hard time. Here we see the 40 again. All right. Grab the bull by the horns. Anyways, my point is, it's not a coincidence because nothing's a coincidence. The man that built this statue of the bull, which symbolizes a strong economy, has died in 2021 when we're spending astronomical amounts of money with stimulus checks and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the bubble's about to burst, and this is their hidden message to let you know. So that's the first thing I wanted to show here. All right. Now, next thing. Now, this I'm really gonna watch what I say. So I'm just gonna let you guys see, and you try to figure it out what I'm trying to say because, sorry guys, but I have to do it this way. So, show you this other link here. So, hopefully you can see this okay. Let me check the screen again. It doesn't look too good or too bad. I might zoom in a little bit here. All right. So, zoom in here. Hopefully. All right. You can see this date right here. Let me highlight it for you. You can see this date. And we can see this date, which I'm sure everybody around the world should know what's important about this date. So this date right here on the left side was when the first pillar was done. We all know there's 2 pillars. but the first one was done in this year, right here. And this is when those pillars got taken down. So what we're doing here, we're finding numbers by calculating from the beginning to the end. And very important, we have a 12 and we have 33 years. So 33 years from the beginning till the end of these pillars. And if you go here, I'm not sure if you can see it. Maybe I should zoom in a little more. Not sure how much I could zoom in. Let me see. What? Too much. Too much. Okay. So look at these numbers here. Flip them around. And you get another special number, 144. And then you have this special number here. If you get the Q, and you have it again here, then you have this again here. And here you go again. So, just something I learned recently. I know a lot about these pillars, but I didn't know this, or at least I didn't remember. So, whoever knows who likes this number right here should know it was definitely no accident. And that's all I got to say about that right now. Let's go back here to the screen. All right. Also, in that pillar, there's a documentary called "The Heroes of the 88th Floor," and the 88 lights used to commemorate the pillars. Again, it's about time. It's about future events, predicting stuff, and yeah. So let's go to something that is very important. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to end up, but I'll tell you this. It's definitely planned. And I'll just put the video and maybe I'll give some comments after that. So let's put the video here. All right.
A Security and Counterintelligence Directorate, also known as the Q Group, is the agency's internal police force.
They're basically the cops or the police of the NSA. Their main job is to make sure that, their many analysts and officers and program managers are not targeted by foreign intelligence services.
Eli Lake of the Daily Beast broke the news that the Q Group has been hunting Snowden for weeks.
The NSA Q Group is trying to find out everything they can about Mr. Snowden, about his online habits, his travel habits, the people he knows.
And the Q Group is trying to suss out any connections Snowden may have to foreign governments.
We know from some of the stories in the Washington Post and the Guardian that Mr. Snowden was well aware of encryption keys and technology that he can use to try to cloak his movements in cyberspace. So right now it is, I would imagine, a bit of a cat and mouse game in terms of the people who are hunting him and the hunted whistleblower.
For now, Snowden's whereabouts are unknown, at least to those of us outside the Q Group. Snowden has checked out of the luxury hotel in...
So, if you got the Q, that was 2013 before the other popular Q showed up. The other popular Q didn't show up till 2017 around Trump's, at the beginning of Trump's first term. So there you have it. The CNN talking about the Q Group and how it's part of the intelligence community, specifically the NSA, and it was being used to target people like Snowden and I'm sure Julian Assange and many other people. So the Q group is real. And I find it interesting how CNN doesn't make mention of it ever since the new Q group got started in 2017. They could have said, hey, there is a real Q, but it's not this one. But they just act like no such thing as Q even exists. But, we have short term memory, so they could get away with that for the most part, apparently. So I'll show you another link, just to further show that there is something about this Q. So let's go here. So you see, inside the Q group, the directorate hunting down Edward Snowden. Now the difference between this Q group and the fake or the conspiracy theorist Q group is that supposedly the conspiracy one is here to help us. There's good people in the government here to help us. And this one is hunting down whistleblowers, or at least so-called whistleblowers. Now, I have a hunch that both are the same thing. And you're being made to believe that there is no credibility to this right here. And that's where the ultimate deception is going to come in, because when this right here, well, let's say if this right here turns out to be the other Q and they play the role of helping the people against the swamp creatures, then everybody's going to believe it's real and they're going to accept this right here. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen or not. I'm just saying whether it happens or not, it's a psyop. And you shouldn't trust anything like this or from any community of IQ. Okay? But a lot of people are convinced that it's not real, and some are convinced that it is real. And if it turns real, both will be deceived. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not sure how much more clear I can make it, but there's that. And there's plenty other links of this right here. And if you could see the date, it's again 2013, way before Trump was president. All right. Let me close down this link because it's pretty much the same thing that the video I just showed you. Another confirmation, and this has nothing to do with Q this time. Well, it does in a way, but not directly. So we all know this is coming, but in case there's still naysayers, maybe in your family or friends, maybe you should show them this. Maybe they'll reconsider. If they care at all, actually, because some don't care. They'll do whatever they're told to do. Told to do. So, let's see. So much stuff popping up. All right, so just need to read the title very much. As Israel opens, whoever does not get vaccinated will be left behind. And then it goes on to talk about how certain jobs are not going to hire people that are not vaccinated. I'm not going to read all this bull caca. I don't got the stomach for it right now. But, it's only a few industries, right? It's only a few things. It's not going to be for everybody, right? Yeah. You believe what you want to believe. But whatever this right here says is what goes. And everybody will follow along like good little sheep. Alrighty then. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Well, actually, one more thing. I actually got one more link. One more link. Going back to the queue for a second. So, just like James Bond, the NSA has a Q branch. So it's the same group. But what's interesting is they're talking, because James Bond, there's also a Q branch in James Bond movies. And we all know they tell us everything in movies. And, James Bond is the famous 007, right? Well, there's a popular Q guy. He goes by 107. So we have 007 and this Q guy named 107. Now, you got to learn about these things. So zeros usually mean either eternity or the beginning. And 1 also means beginning. A 1 and a 0 is the beginning. You could start at 0 or you could start at 1. They both symbolize beginning. So really, 007 and 107 is the same thing. Just change the 1 for another 0. So I'm just going to say it again in case you guys need a little more help. This group is for real. It works for the government. And it is a PSYOP, but it's a PSYOP that's going to become real. In order to really PSYOP your ass. So I'm warning you now, in case it happens, do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. All right. So that's pretty much what I had for you guys. So yeah, if you didn't catch the beginning, talking about the bull market, it's gonna crash, and how you need to take a closer look at this Q thing before you get deceived. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully this video will stay up. And yeah. So if any questions or comments before I go. And yes, IBQM. Also, there's the Q clearance, which is the top secret clearance level, at least for the United States. I'm not sure if they have it for anywhere else. So there's Q again. Then there's a biblical document called the Q document, which is supposed to be like one of the most original of the Gospels. So you have the Q in the Bible stuff. You have Q in the intelligence community. You have Q and conspiracy theory. You have Q and top secret stuff. So if you think it's nothing, oh, I don't know what to tell you. And look, I'm not worried about anything. I haven't done much. I just said what I had to say. I'm just showing you what they put out. None of that's made up. These are all their own information. I'm just taking what they give me and putting it together like a big puzzle. So, anyways, like I said, any comments or questions? I'll wait about 5 minutes. And next video is probably gonna be tomorrow, but it's just gonna be another song that I'm working on. Then after that, probably gonna do a ceremonial ritual. So if you want to look at it, if you want to put your intention on it, like I did, if you want to replicate it yourself, if you want to make up your own, whatever you want to do. But that's what's coming up. So I got a song coming up, ceremonial magic ritual coming up. And if I find anything else that's a big deal, I'll also put it news wise. But like I said, I'm not gonna put much news articles unless I feel like it's very important. And like I said, I am gonna do a watch party for the 8 songs that I uploaded. I'm gonna play them back to back, and then we could hear it. We could chat on the chat. Might do a small Q&A. But yeah, so that's what I got coming up. So I got a song tomorrow, most likely. Can't guarantee it, but most likely. Then a ritual somewhere next week, and then the watch party. I still haven't decided when I'm gonna do it. And if I find anything new, I'll bring it up. So there's supposedly um 3 people in here, but I only see Bright talking. So I'm gonna check your comments, Bright. Not sure what you mean by this, but I see what you want me to see. And yes, consequences. And I'm not sure what you mean by this. Philip Francis. Not sure who that is. And Pearl something. I'm not sure what you mean, Bright. But yeah, next time I do a Q&A, you can come on, Bright, and talk live with me. Because when you talk, I could actually understand, but your writing is hard for me to understand. I think I understand this one. And yes, they do. So again, I want to pause for about 2 minutes. If anybody has a question, like an actual question, not just a comment. If anybody has a question, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And if not, I'm going to sign out. So I'm going to mute myself for about 3 minutes and I'll wait for a question. All right. So, see no questions. So I'm gonna end this right here. If you came in late, um, about the first 10 minutes, there's nothing going on because I was having technical difficulties. So maybe skip past 10 minutes or a little before 10 minutes. I'm not sure. Maybe later on I'll find the exact timestamp and I'll put it in the title. But yeah, so I got for you guys. We'll talk soon. And like I said, enjoy the video and pay attention. I tried my best to say most of it, but there's just gotta be careful nowadays. All right, guys, I love you all. Remember to wait. Hold on a second. There was one more thing. Sorry, one more thing I want to show you. You know what? I'll do another video on it later. So we might go over iPad Go because of what happened with Texas and how it's connected. I'm sure some of you have already seen some videos of that. But I want to show you something that I don't think people are really paying attention to. I've seen a lot of videos on the Texas place, but there's one thing that they're not catching from that event. But yeah, it's going to take too long, so I'll do it next time. All right, guys. All right, guys. Love you all. Remember to be love, share love, and be truth.